I waited too long to start trading US stocks. Don't make the same mistakes I did. See, for the longest time, I used to feel like trading US stocks was for some people. You know, you had to be an American first of all. This was what I thought. Now, I also thought that you had to have a lot of money, like a shit ton of money. I also thought that I had to have a master's in something related to finance, a master's in math, or just I thought I needed to have all this information. And the problem was that thinking like that was costing me big time. So if you feel like, or if you've ever felt like stock trading is for some people, you're actually not alone. Because I've had some of those beliefs too. From that stocks are more expensive to that stock trading is really complicated, or just simply that it's for some people. Like you have to have a master's in finance, a master's in moon science, a PhD in astrology and math, all those beliefs. I had them too. So I'm going to debunk some of those things and tell you what the real truth is. Like, for example, the first myth that held me back for so long was believing that you had to be a US citizen or at least live in the United States to trade US stocks. And that was wrong because it's 2024. There are people in China, in Japan, in the United Kingdom, in Ghana, in Nigeria trading US stocks. As long as you're willing to learn and you have access to the right platforms, you can trade US stocks. Next, I felt like I needed to have a shit ton of money. Like I needed to have all these millions and zillions and just a lot of money. But that could also not be even further from the truth. Because get this, there's something called fractional shares. And the idea behind fractional shares is that you're able to use a small amount of money to buy a stock that costs a lot more. Basically, you're able to buy a piece of a stock. So instead of buying the whole stock, you can just buy a piece of it. Crazy, right? And if I knew how accessible the stock market was, I would have started trading stocks a long time ago, like a very long time ago. Another big myth that held me back for so long was feeling like trading stocks is a lot more complicated. I needed to have a master's in my master's. Learn, I get a master's in math, a PhD in economics, study global macroeconomic policies and all these other things. Now, hold on, don't get me wrong, there's a learning curve. You can't start anything and expect to suddenly be good at it. But as much as there's a learning curve, it's possible to start, go from an absolute beginner to a consistently profitable stock trader. But you need to start and be willing to suck at first while working towards improving. Basically, I figured you don't need to know everything immediately. You start and you focus on improving. The reality is that when it comes to trading stocks, just like trading forex or cryptocurrencies, the basic idea, the fundamental idea is to find something that works, find a system that works, and then just replicate that system. First, you find a system that works, you test it, you get good at executing that system, and then you just keep increasing your capital, how much you're using to execute that system. That's pretty much it. So, at this point, let me save you a lot of the excuses I used to make. Stock trading is not for some rich, only it's not only for rich Americans who are very, very financially savvy, rich college professors who have multiple doctorates in math and economics, and no, 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 it's not. You just need the courage to start, a little money on the side, that would help too, and the determination to keep putting in effort to get good at it. So here's what I'll say. If you've been thinking of trading stocks, you've wanted to, or maybe you've given yourself some of these excuses that I've just talked about, here's what I'll say. Start simple, start small, but make sure you start now. And finally, subscribe to this channel because I'm going to be documenting everything I'm learning. No hype, no fluff. Every single thing I'm learning, going from an absolute beginner to a wildly profitable stock trader. From tips to strategies, holding nothing back. And if you know someone who is making the same excuses that I was making, send this video to them.